today I've been taught to run, and I do go to track once a week with my running club, and we do drills there and we get some tips on technique, but I felt today was the first time I was really taught to think about it.
I've not been formally taught how to run before. I attend club sessions and we get a bit of instruction there, but nothing too serious.
I haven't really been taught how to run before. I joined Queen's Park Harriers and there's a bit of coaching there, but before then I just ran.
From today's session, I think probably the main thing is the importance of sort of elasticity and bounce and just not being afraid of impact and just going with it, really.
I've learnt that you have to actually teach yourself how to run rather than just go for it.
So today with Shane, I learnt that I land very far forward on my feet, so I need to keep thinking about landing with kind of a tripod landing and cycling my feet.
Well, all about footfall. I didn't realise I was heel striking, and that makes a big difference. But the idea of the bungee cord is really useful.
What I really thought was great was the way he could ask someone to make a tiny change, and they did, and it totally transformed the way they run, just like that. It wasn't everyone was able to improve their running.
When I next go out for a run, I will think about trying not to land on my toes and think more about landing on the tripod on the ball of my foot. And then the idea of the bow has definitely stuck with me as well, so I'll think about that.
I will definitely try and land on my foot wholly so that I'm on the tripod and not, as I discovered today, on my heel, and just be much more over my foot when I land.
Striking the ground with my foot and being able to lean forward and not have my foot strike the ground in front of me.
Yeah, I think the camera is a real eye-opener on technique. It's really easy to see what you're doing right and what you're doing wrong. I found it very, very helpful.
I think one of the really good things is watching yourself, which you never do, and I found out I look down quite a lot to see what my feet are doing, and so to do a video with a friend, and obviously we all train with friends and most of us carry phones quite a lot of the time, to stop and just have a little look is a really good idea.
I think it's brilliant because for a lot of people, they have no idea of how they run, and also the difference between how something feels and what you're actually doing. There's often a massive disconnect, with myself included. So I think it's really good to kind of be encouraged to do it.
I found filming my friend Karima really useful because it's really different when you can slow it down and see it screen by screen and actually see exactly how someone's arms are moving, the legs are moving. So yeah, that was really interesting.
Running with the running Reborn technique, I've made a little bit of a few changes, and on one side rather than both legs, because it wasn't very symmetrical at all. So it felt quite effortful in a way, because really sort of making myself do it differently. But then once I was getting it right, I was really feeling a real sort of spring and a lightness, which was really good actually.
It feels more unnatural to run like how I did, but I think over time it'll probably become easier.
I found running with kind of the technique that Shane taught us harder, just mentally kind of focusing on what you're doing and kind of constantly thinking, but hopefully over time it'll get much easier.
So the initial stuff we heard about the running Reborn technique today, it was really interesting. It was quite different and unusual. It really challenged some of the things I've heard before. So I'd definitely be reading more and going on the website and trying to understand more about it.
I think this technique was really, really useful for me. I didn't realise I landed on my heels. It was really useful to see myself on film and to understand the science behind it as well.
I found the running Reborn technique very interesting actually, because I've never really thought about how I run. And yes, I would be interested in thinking about it further.
Yeah, the running Reborn technique is definitely something I want to learn more about, and I think I'll read Shane's book, so yeah.
The running Reborn kind of theory of running is something I definitely try and look into a bit more, just to learn a bit more about how I run.
I would love to learn more about the running Reborn technique. I think it's really useful in terms of efficiency of running.
Oh, absolutely. I'm always keen to learn efficiencies. If it means you can go longer, faster. Yeah, definitely.